Hey guys, it's Nick. Thanks for tuning into Long Island Wargaming and a battle report against Anthony, who is trying out some Warriors of Chaos, trying to figure out what kind of list he wants to build. And this is a rematch from last time when I brought the Dwarf Infantry, the really, in my opinion, shitty list. Although I do like to see foot soldiers on the field, I think it's a fun style. Anthony had some really crap luck, so if you haven't watched that battle report, check it out. It's pretty bad. Demon Prince rolls some pretty shitty rolls at some times and costs him his life. So this is the rematch, and we'll see how it goes. And we're running Shadow this time. So we got the Withering, the Enfeebling Foe, the Penumbral Pendulum, Melkov's Mystifying Miasma, and Pit of Shades. And here's my side, left to right, Quarrelers, Hammers, Ironbreakers, Longbeards, Iron Drakes, Cannon, and Slayers. And from left to right on his side, we got the DP, Chimera, two Gorby's Chariots with some dogs, some warriors behind. He turned into one warrior unit, which is fun. Two more units of dogs on the side here with the Skull Crushers behind and the Skull Cannon. Hell Cannon, I should say. Quick Vanguard move here. And Dwarves take turn one with limited movement. The Slayers go ahead and move forward. I'm going to try to throw them against the Skull Crushers. And that's it. We move into shooting. I take a beautiful cannon shot here, which was going to go through both the Chimera and Demon Prince, hopefully. But I rolled two twos, so it didn't even hit anything. So we move into Warriors turn one, and everything marches up. He's doing some funky business with the dogs over to the right there. He's still learning how to use his chaff. And the dogs here march up full, and then he's got the Chimera and the Demon Prince hiding behind the building so the cannon can't see him, nor the Iron Drakes, which is a pretty good idea. He gets 9 power dice, I get 6 power dice. He goes ahead and throws Milkov's Mystify Miasma onto the Iron Drakes, and I irresistibly dispel it. Pit of Shades gets off onto the Hammers, but I have to go ahead and use one of my Dispel Scrolls. The Hell Cannon ends up getting a shot here, sways a little bit. Ends up killing 2 Ironbreakers, luckily, which is a forced panic test at -1 leadership. So I roll up a 10, which is actually fail, but I'm within 12 of my BSB, and I pass the second time. Phew. Dwarf turn 2, I go ahead and issue a charge onto both units of dogs, and they flee. Not quite sure what the best scenario would have been here, if he should have just taken the charge with both of them. I don't know. He probably could have done some more funky business with the dogs, so he could have forced me to expose a flank, or I don't know. He wants to get the Skull Crushers in nonetheless, so getting him on the charge is the best option. This way he can get that +1 strength with the Juggers. And there really isn't too much moving on my side, really. Yep. Nope, dwarves don't move when you have this kind of army. So in shooting, I have the Quarrelers clear up some of those dogs. This way I have better line of sight on the Gorby's Chariot, so I can hit without penalty. The Gorby's Chariot is tough. It's toughness 6 with, I believe, 5 wounds. I end up scoring 4 hits, and he ends up rolling 3 6s, which means he actually saves a bunch of the wounds. He only ends up suffering 1 wound, which is nice. I roll up a 6 for the bounce, for the initial shot, and then the bounce is a freaking misfire, so I don't hit any of the Skull Crushers. And Warriors of Chaos turn 2. The Chimera and the DP remain hidden behind the building. This way the rest of the forces could get to where they need to. And the Juggernauts, the Skull Crushers, actually back up because they couldn't declare charge with fleeing dogs in their way. He wants to try to stay away from me getting my +1 strength in the charge and getting his +1 strength in the charge, so he backs up and hopes I don't charge. And it looks like Melkov's Mystifying Miasma gets off onto these guys, the Proxied Iron Drakes. I'm still building my guys. And I believe he had 9 power dice, I had 7 dispel dice. But I let this one through because Pit of Shade is getting a little scary. And Ballistic Skill was only reduced by 1, so that's not too bad. And back to Anthony's awesome luck. Epic fell on the Pit of Shades roll. Rolled 4 ones. Yeah. Hell Cannon's back in action. Direct shot, man. You can't get any better than that. So I passed my leadership test, but I do lose half of my unit. And nothing over here happens, so this is my turn, and I go ahead and reform. This way I've got more guys, because he's going to kill them And as he kills them, I'm going to get to attack, and then whatever's left will get to attack. I'm feeling pretty good over here. I mean, I'm gonna go great weapon so I can penetrate some armor, and hopefully kill a bunch of skull crushers. And here's dwarf turn 3 movement. The hammers stay the way they are because you know what? They're stubborn. I don't really need ranks. I need attacks in the front, so it doesn't really matter. The longbeards are untouched. The quarrelers are just gonna shoot at some warriors, and the Gorpi's chariots are kind of chugging along there, so not too much to be afraid of. With my ballistic skill 2, I clear out these remaining 2 dogs, which cause those dogs to flee, and he goes ahead and runs through the freaking warriors, which actually fail their freaking panic test, but with the BSB right there, he passes it the second time, so that would have been pretty bad. And the cannon finally kills a skull crusher, and that's it. So we move into warriors turn 3, and he goes ahead and runs these 3 remaining skull crushers into the slayers. Chimera hits the quarrelers. The demon prince is hiding behind him. And the Warriors and I think the Warriors issued a charge and they failed, so the Gorby's chariots at this point are, on par with them. And at this point, well, we're not looking too good over here. I mean, I've got a lot of iron breakers, but hammers are dwindling, and I have these 2 fighting monsters on my flanks, which I mean we knew was coming. So for magic, he got 11 dice. I got 6. I'm still afraid of what's going on by the Demon Prince, and I feel pretty comfortable over here. So my mistake, I let Mystifying Miasma through, and my weapon skill drops dramatically, and I'm going to end up hitting on 5s, which is going to be not good in this combat. Not good at all. For 2 rounds. So Pit of Shades finally gets off, and I dispel it with my last Dispel Scroll. And the Withering gets off on the Quarrelers. I don't care. They're shit at this point. I mean, the only optimistic thing that could have happened was he only killed 5 guys, and I would have had a rank, or even 6 guys. I would have had a rank. I would have been stubborn. I might have stayed, but I don't know. But hooray! Between the breath weapon and all of his attacks and his thunder stomp, I actually end up sitting there with 5 guys. How awesome is that? I'm 12 inches away from my freaking general. I'm leadership 10. I roll up a 10. They're not going anywhere. And for the love of God, freaking hell cannon. Yeah. So I end up losing like 11 guys, which this starts to solidify the game. I'm not gonna win this game. I mean, when I had that full unit of Iron Breakers, they would have been able to hold out a little while against the Demon Prince, the Chimera, and the Warriors, and the Longbeards would have been able to do something. But nope, I'm just gonna lose all my guys. And my asthma screws me here. I'm only able to get 1 wound onto a freaking Juggernaut. I was pretty confident I would have done a lot better. I mean, yeah, I would have had 4s to hit without Melkovs, and then, strength 5 with the great weapons, 3s to wound, -2 armor save. But no, he's got a 3-up save across the board with the -2. Doesn't matter. Even as he killed guys, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attacks, in addition to all the attacks of the guys remaining. Shit. So, we move on to freaking my turn. I essentially back everything up. I want to stay away from the warriors. And the hammers are reforming to face the demon prince, so they can at least hold that flank up for a turn or 2, maybe do some damage. And the the iron drakes are out of line of sight of the Gorby's chariot, I think, which is nice. The Thane and the 2 runesmiths go into the Longbeard unit. The Trollhammer torpedo finally hits and is able to kill this guy here. But not without the help of the cannon. The cannon scores the last wound on the Gorbeast chariot. That thing has a lot of wounds, man. Toughness 6. It's just tough to kill. But the good news is I kill a couple of warriors in the process, but that's not the most important thing. The destroyed Gorbeast chariot actually causes the Nurgle warriors to turn and run. Failed 2 leadership tests at leadership 8, which is sad, I guess. But man, I have a couple turns to react. These warriors are running away. Oh, and don't even get me started over here, man. That was just terrible. These guys did awesome last game against the freaking Gorbeast chariots. I can't even say awesome, actually. They took forever to kill them, but they held up a lot longer because the Gorbeast chariot didn't have as many attacks, but the Skull Crushers just ripped these guys apart, and as I fell, I was unable to do more than 1 wound the entire 2.5 rounds of combat. But I like to focus my thoughts over here, where the warriors are running away. Hooray! But Warriors turn for, yeah, DP goes in, and so does the Gorby's Chariot. The Warriors rally, which is nice. We both get 4 dice for Winds of Magic after I end up channeling. He goes for Pits of Shades, and again I deny it. Wow, with Irresistible Dispel. And the freaking Skullcrushers finish up the remaining 3 Slayers. Hooray. Over here, Stubborn Hammers decide not to run away. That's because they're stubborn. And Leadership 10 with my General. And a reroll. Hooray. Alright, so the Chimera finally finishes off the Quarrelers. And here is the end of Warriors Chaos turn 4. So my Longbeards are getting ready to take on all that shit that's coming. And now what am I going to do? Well, the Iron Drakes are going to sit there and shoot the Warriors. I'm not going to worry about the freaking Skull Crushers coming from behind because I think I lost this game anyway. But maybe I'll kill one with a cannon. Or maybe the cannon will roll a misfire and not be able to fire at all for the rest of the game. The Ironbreakers had went in to support the Hammers, which ended up getting toasted by the rest of the Demon Prince. And I'm like, hey, Ironbreakers, +1 strength to charge, strength 5. I could take down the freaking Gorby Shard. No, you can't. It's toughness 6. What are you thinking, Nick? So at least I got some combat res in there with the charge, flank charge, rank, standard. So at least, I didn't lose. To my relief, the Skull Crushers in his next turn Warriors Chaos turn 5, he charges the cannon, so that's good. And he gets the Demon Prince into my character bunker Longbeard thing, so that'll be a bit of a grind. And the best possible thing that could have happened here was he false charged. He rolled 2 1s. And at least I got a volley of attacks, a volley of shots at him, so I was able to kill a bunch of warriors in the progress, so he's down to, 3 ranks. I try the best I can to deny his magic. The only thing that got through was enfeebling foe onto the Longbeards, so I'm not going to be able to do much. And the Hell Cannon decides to shoot at the Iron Drakes, but he misfires and rolls a 1, so he just blows up. And the issue here is he kills the cannon, which isn't really much of an issue for him, but he overruns too far, and now he's up against the table edge, and he's not going to be able to wield to make a successful charge in turn 6. So here is the end of turn 5. Not looking good for the dwarves. So the champion's dead because I issued a challenge with him. Now it's this is my last turn, and I decided to just let the unit die, keep my heroes alive. And I mean, nothing really ends up happening much in combat besides a few guys dying. The Iron Drakes are able to score a bunch of more shots at the freaking Warriors, so I'm happy about that. But on to Warriors of Chaos turn 6. Well, that seals the deal. Ironbreaker is going to die. And these guys come up from behind after swift reforming, but they're not going to be able to do anything for the rest of the game. Up here in the middle of the board, counter shot ends up getting them down to 13 guys, which is awesome. It's a lot less than starting. But it's not going to be as pretty once we get into combat. But it did take Warriors of Chaos forever to get to me, so that's kind of an achievement. So here's just what's going on. My asthma gets off. Ugh. And enfeebling foe. So yeah, they're not doing much. And the Ironbreakers no longer have that 5th guy to make them stubborn, so they're going to run and get chased down. But this ends up being the last picture I have. I don't remember the exact outcome of the Iron Drakes, but I do know the Longbeards end up staying there. They've got plenty of guys to remain stubborn with Leadership 10 reroll. And the Iron Drake, I think they take a few wounds, and I do a few wounds to him, but neither of us end up breaking, so it's a tie there. But man, tough game. Tough game. I think this is a pretty soft Warriors list. It's fun. It's not too much to deal with, but I think even though I had so many bodies on the field at the beginning of the game, my list is even softer. Because dwarves excel in the shooting phase when they've got war machines, and I only have one cannon with like nothing going on with it. If I had brought a more standard but not over the edge dwarf list with like say an organ gun and like a little less infantry, I probably would have won because I would have been shooting at the Skull Crushers instead of fighting them with Slayers. That man, I really wish the Slayers were a bit better. I was kind of optimistic for them. I thought, man, they're gonna get a bunch of strikes with great weapons before they die, and then I'm gonna get to strike back. I should be able to win combat. No, I mean, no. Maybe against Warriors. Maybe they would have been a lot better off against the Warriors because it would have been two less armor to deal with. So maybe if I use Slayers again, they go against Warriors of Chaos, and I need to just make sure I have enough bodies in there. But not against Skull Crushers. Nope, 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 nope. And don't let enfeebling foe and all that mystifying shit get off onto them. But other than that, I'm gonna stay away from the dwarf infantry list because I don't think it's that good unless it's a closed list kind of game where you know who you're playing and you can tailor the infantry. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I do want to work on the Air Force list. I'm kind of preoccupied with the Angels at the moment, which is more I mean, I don't know, just takes up time. Takes up desk time where I don't really have much hobby time right now. I'm working on my skating stuff, so if I have time to work on models, I'm going to work on putting some gyrocopters together and some gyro bombers and convert them and have some fun with that. But by the time I get that done, it's probably not going to be as much fun. But I don't know. I think just flying a bunch of shit around on the battlefield with dwarves is fun, but the rest of it, where I'm just sitting there shooting you or marching infantry blocks at you, which I probably wouldn't do, it's just maybe not as much fun. But hey, oh well. Thanks for watching this far, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little rematch and some more brawlers stuff coming up soon. Hopefully, got some more prep games, maybe against Chris, maybe against Ryan. I don't know, but we'll see. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.